not given due process. That ICE agent was jury and executioner in that moment for that woman. But number two, and this is very, very important, within minutes, do you know who the first person to come out and label someone in this was? It was this administration. When Kristi Noem, when Stephen Miller came out and labeled Renee Good
to say, but let's just suggest
and that is wait.
We all understand your point that they called her a domestic terrorist, but you have met tit for tat. You have simply done the exact same thing that you are condemning Noem for doing. You are calling an officer a murderer.
It is not about tit for tat, because here's the thing. It is DHS themselves that are saying they're the ones that are going to do the investigation. They're the ones that are going to look into it and do due process and look and see if it's justified killing of Renee Good. Then you have the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, the person who's supposed to be on top of this investigation.
With all due respect, I'm not going to allow you to filibuster. We have a limited amount of time together. The question is whether or not you believe in due process. You have gotten your point out that you believe it was wrong for the administration to define her as a domestic terrorist, but you're here today talking to me about due process, and I'm concerned about your fidelity or understanding of due process when you deem an innocent man innocent until proven guilty is part of the United States Constitution. When you deem an innocent man a murderer, and you were an elected official, let's focus on you. You are an elected official with very little evidence. All you have is a viral video, and you condemned the man, who, by the way, I think you are liable. I think I would be careful if I were you, Congressman, for defamation. You, Steve Kerr, Doc Rivers, anyone else, I think you should be careful because you have crossed over the line of defamation. But for our purposes here today,
I'm not going to be careful in terms of calling out.
I think you have no fidelity to due process.
Oh, yes, I do. And the fact of the matter is, and I'll say it again and again and again and again, Renee Good did not get the due process that she deserves. I will say that the officer deserves due process. I'm also going to call out what I saw in the video, and I'm 100% in my right to do so. But the issue is that when you have the person in charge of the investigation that's supposed to get us the truth to this, coming out minutes after we learned about this, calling her a domestic terrorist, not even a shred.
We're talking about you and your language, and you're shifting away to someone else and what they had to say.
From this
administration, and it's not a very good
to come out and say, I want to finish my point, not even a shred of humanity from this administration come out and say, we're going to look at what happened. We're going to try to get to the bottom of it.
The exact same thing.
A person died.
Congressman, I'm up against this
shot in the face.
I know, and it's sad. It's a tragedy, and on that we agree. I just want to ask you a human question.
And I'm glad you're saying that, Will.
Congress,
the administration wouldn't even say that minutes after it happened.
Be a human for one moment. You're not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. We're humans.